So welcome to this video, and I think it's one of the most important space videos that I ever did, okay? If you don't know me, I reached financial freedom with investing my life savings in Tesla shares, something that is quite risky, but it worked because I put in the work on research, on, the just sheer market that Tesla did and understanding what Tesla had as an advantage edge over everybody. Okay. Now Tesla is gone and most of my money is now into space. All right. So whatever you lose, sometimes I lose more. All right. But there's two things that you need to understand for this video. First, I will go through a very big sheet, okay, an Excel sheet. This Excel sheet you can actually download for yourself to work in it, and it's basically totally for free. You don't have to pay anything. It's just something that you just go on my Instagram page, and then in the bio you will see a link to my link tree. Okay, if you open that, you will come to my link tree, and if you scroll to the very bottom, you see the Space Millionaire Excel sheet, and then you will see that there's the Excel sheet. You can download it for free and then use it to estimate when you can maybe stop 9 to 5, or maybe you become a millionaire. Put in your salary inside and so on. So starting this video, we actually need the salary, because the concept of this is like you still working, obviously, and you will save some of your salary and invest into space or something like space. Maybe it's your other favorite. So, but I want to put the example of space because space is my stock, right? Okay, it's my top pick currently into the stock market. So while going into the average American salary, I have found that after taxes, we are about at $3,261. Some people will have much more, some people will have less, but that's why there's an Excel sheet for you. And let's dive in right now. Table that I just created for this video that you can download on my Instagram page. It's really important to first explain you what's going on. All right, so we have here the monthly salary after tax, which we just discovered, $3,261. For some people it will be more, for some people it will be less, but we are going here for an average. Then 50% of that goes for living. Okay, I'm talking rent, I'm talking transport. Maybe you have a car, right? Fuel, gas, all of that, food, everything what you need for your daily life. And 50% is also average, because some people are a little bit more than that, some people are a little bit less than that, but we will talk about that a little bit later. So spending is everything that is, part of our lives, but not really necessary all of the time. So 30% of your salary goes to that. That would be around $1,000. That goes for clothes, travel, you going out with your friends, having a dinner somewhere, going to the cinema, doing some activities, doing some sport, your gym membership, whatever it's in here. Then we have about 20% that you actually save and hopefully also invest. All right, so this is the constellation here, and then we are coming to the most important part. So I believe that we can put on space average return of investment over the next years on 20%. This is the beauty about this kind of growth stocks. Okay, companies that are actually growing so fast in such a fast growing space like the universe, right? The aerospace are very high growth companies, and some years will be less, some years will be much more, right? I mean, just this year we are having more than 20%. So it's just an average to calculate here, and obviously this can be much more detailed, but I just want to give you an idea how to become a millionaire with the space stock. Okay, then something that I believe is very important, because I think that either you are watching this video because you already invested in space, or you are having thoughts about investing into space. And I mean, almost everyone has a couple of $1,000 on their savings that they can put inside. So this is something important for the very beginning, because once we dive into the timeline, you will see as more you put into the beginning, as better for you. Okay, so let's start with the first year. It's 2021. You put your savings, the $5,000, plus 12 times the savings that you want to invest, and that would be 12,826. With interest, that is 20% of the space ROA at the end of the year. That would be 2,565. That would equal to $15,392 at the end of, or at the mid of 2020. Let's say, you know, we're starting this month, June, and we finish June 2022. And now in the next year, what will happen is we take the 15,392 plus, again, 12 times the savings every year. And then you can see at the end of the second year, we are already at 30,000 almost. Then we are already at 42,000 at the, you know, third year, and so on and so forth. So this is how it works. Now, what I really want to do and show you how to come to $1 million. Well, this is the title of the video, so I need to get there. So I want to show you already here directly at the beginning when we're reaching according to that, and this is at the June months, or, you know, July months, is in the summer of 2038. Okay, so about 17 years if you consider this very, very, you know, regularly. All right, so if you don't increase your savings, if you don't put any additional savings into it, you know, one-time payments, I mean, or if you don't get any salary increase, and so on. So in 17 years, you would be millionaire if this would be the case. Now, I did exactly the same calculation or a similar calculation, and I calculated for myself, when is it possible for me to become millionaire, or even at least when to finish my 9-to-5 job when I was investing in Tesla. Okay, I was very lucky because since I invested, I grow much more than 20% per year. You know, I think it was in the first year 30%, and then the second year it was the craziest year with 1,000%. Okay, so you can see how important it is to put as much as possible in the beginning. Now I will show you in pure data why this is important even. Okay, so stay tuned, because you need to also be subscribed and like this video if you like this kind of videos, how to you know, invest your money and savings. On the other side, obviously this is never financial advice, so don't put everything in one stock. This is just an example. You know, it can be also a mixture of couple of shares. Space is a very high potential company, but also high risk company. Okay, now let's dive in and see how we can get closer to the million, because to be honest, who has 17 years to become millionaire, right? The other thing is, depending on where you live, right, and how you live, maybe you can already quit your job with 60,000, because if you consider the following, let's say you are at $108,000, all right? Now you stop working, so this will be zero, right? Because you won't put any savings from your salary. So you can see here, that's a little bit wrong. So I just have to put this here. So even when you stop working, and if this gradually continues, you still become millionaire in 2038. So this is the beauty about it, that at some point, and it really doesn't matter that you put this little money to the side, because your compounded value of the portfolio is the one that's doing all the work. Okay, so this is important. So the most important part is actually here at the beginning. Okay, because if you, for example, say, no, you know what, I cannot invest 5,000, I can invest 10,000. I got 10,000 from my savings that I saved over the last couple of years, and I can put it directly in the beginning. So what changes? Okay, look where we reached the million. We will reach the million already 1 year earlier. All right, 1 year earlier, 2037. If you, instead of 5,000, you put 10,000, and if you put 15,000, let's do it real quick, then you see that it doesn't change that much anymore. So we need to go actually further up. Now I believe that while I put 20 as realistic ROI, it could be also 25 you know, or 30, but let's say 25. And then actually you see that we reached the million already 2035. So, you know, in 14 years, you could be millionaire, right? So let's dive further in, because there's even more to that. When I invested into Tesla and I reached my financial freedom, I did something for, I think, at least 2 years, something very, very hard. And this is saving, okay? Saving in terms of, I really try to not spend any of my salary, okay? I really, you know, living, I try to reduce it to like 40%, okay? Spending to clothes was almost nothing. I put it maybe at 10%, and then I could save like 60% or 50% of my salary. And as you can see, if I change that, I would be millionaire by 1.2 million. Let's say even here we are almost at 1 million. We are closer to 1 million here in 2031 than in 2032, okay? Now, 10 years from now, you could be millionaire if you're doing just that. Is it worth to live 10 years a little bit less spending than to, you know, spend the whole time, you know, 50% on your salary or 30% of your salary on, let's say, things that you might never get back? I don't know. You know, I rather, you know, live more frugal, invest and get the benefit, and then travel the world like nobody else can, right? Because they're all working and they're coming after an 8-hour job, and you know, you cannot focus anymore, you cannot do sport anymore, you cannot enjoy life, right? So I prefer that. Now let's see how we can even improve further, or actually when you can really, let's say, cancel your job. I believe that with between 250,000 and 450,000, wherever you are, you can quit your job. What does it mean? So that would mean that, let's say in 2026, so in just 5 years, when you have around $250,000, you could maybe quit your job, which means that you don't add anymore the money from the savings, you just add that. Now you have to consider, and then you still would be a millionaire at 2032, okay? You have to consider though that from this, right, because you don't have any savings, or at least not the emergency fund, you don't touch the emergency fund that you have anyway. From this, you need to pay rent, you need to pay other you know, costs and so on. So it's really, really highly dependent where you are living. Other than that, I think this is the way to go, you know. So let's dive into the conclusion of this video. If you like this kind of videos, then make sure to give me a like and thumb up for the algorithm, right? 500 likes should be possible on this kind of video, so make sure to make it happen for me. It's totally free of charge for you. I want to emphasize, I think, that the conclusion of something like this is, I think that with saving and investing, you can reach your financial goals quite easily, okay? You need to put in the work into the stock research and so on. You know, people coming up to me sometimes, you know, what is the best stock, what to invest in? This is not how it works, right? It's like, put in your time. Just because I'm here on YouTube doesn't mean that I'm always right? And maybe after Tesla and space, I will be wrong sometimes. I hope not. But, you know, it can happen. So don't trust any of those YouTubers. And always remember, there's never financial advice. On the second part, I want to show you that nothing is impossible. I myself did it, okay? If you want to follow me, I would highly appreciate that. Make sure to smash the subscribe button, smash that ring next to the subscribe button so you get informed for every new video. And let me know in the comments if you already started and how much you can put to the side every single month to put into space.